Hello gold farmers, welcome to another goldenrod farming video. Today we'll be taking a look at shuffling the items that we had gotten from the Bombardment, which is the video that we covered yesterday. So one of the first things that I had done was I disenchanted all of the greens I got except for these four, which sold for a decent amount of gold. I probably will end up disenchanting them, but I wanted to at least throw them on the auction house to see what they do. I average about 6 stacks of frostweave every hour at the Bombardment, which is really good. The amount of greens that I had gotten there as well was, I believe, a little over 80, and out of disenchanting those I got a stack and a half, or almost 2 full stacks of the infinite dust, which for me a stack of that sells for 1.4k, so we'll go ahead and round that up to the 2 full stacks, and we're sitting at about 2.8k in just the infinite dust, and then I believe I figured it was about 4.5k for the frostweave. So in materials you're making about 8k an hour there off of just the materials, which really isn't too bad in my opinion. I did pick up these lumberjack patterns, which they all sell for quite a bit of gold. One of the first things that you will do for this shuffle is you will want to go ahead and craft all your frostweave into bolts. You do want to disenchant the greens. I went ahead and did that just because it was a fairly tedious task, and I would have been able to cover the entire video by the time I got done with disenchanting all of them. But what you'll want to do is craft the imbued frostweave after you get done disenchanting. The reason why you want to disenchant is because it takes 2 infinite dust to craft the imbued frostweave. So you don't have to spend any gold on the auction house or anything of that sort. You can get all of the materials you need for this at the Bombardment. After you craft all of your imbued frostweave, you can do 3 different things with it. You can craft the spellweave, the moonshroud, the ebonweave, or the frostweave bags. For most people, I do recommend that you go ahead and just craft the frostweave bags, mostly because they do sell fairly quickly, and on my server they're selling for about 450 gold each, which really isn't bad. For people who want to get more into the transmog part of the shuffle, you can go ahead and craft the 3 other type of claws. These claws are used in a various amount of Wrath of the Lich King transmog, and for the most part they can get a bit expensive to make, especially if you do the spellweave, which requires 2 of the eternal fire. The ebonweave one, you guys are going to really love me next week. Keep this in mind because I have a really good eternal shadow farming location that I will probably be going over in next Saturday's video. Either way, you should easily be able to make at least 15k off of this, and that's even if you just craft the imbued frostweave. If you want to and sell it raw, you should be able to make quite a bit off of that. For the regional market value of the imbued frostweave is just a little over 100 gold, so you're definitely making quite a bit off of it. And the reason why people would buy it is so they can craft these 3 other claws up here. You can even just sell the bolt of frostweave raw if you wanted to, but you do make a little bit more gold off of the imbued. For the frostweave bag, the regional market value is 320 gold. This is because a lot of people usually farm places like Nex and use it to craft a lot of the bags and stuff, because you get quite a few greens there as well along with frostweave. So people usually farm that for all of the disenchanting materials and all of that to craft your frostweave bags. I don't believe I'm going to worry about actually crafting the bags. That way I can ensure that I have enough of the imbued bolts to do next week's shuffle as well. There are other things that you can use the frostweave for as well if you don't plan on crafting a whole lot with it. There's quite a few different transmog items, and you'll just have to take a look and see what you want to try to sell. I would try to stay away from stuff that requires the spellweave, moonweave, and ebonweave, just because those do get a bit more expensive. I believe the lumberjack stuff actually is really good. So for the blue lumberjack shirt, you can get about 400 gold off of it. The yellow one, you can get about 200 gold off of it. And all it really requires is 4 regular frostweave bolts and 1 blue dye. And do keep in mind, I did get 2 of those recipes while I was farming there. I'll go ahead and learn these other 2 that I don't have. The red one sells for about 500 gold, and the green one sells for just under 400 gold, so you can craft those as well. Lots of things that you can do with this shuffle. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.